Hi, this is Alan Schimmel, DevOps.com, here at the DevOps Enterprise Summit with Mark Michaelis of Intellitech and Eric Passmore of Microsoft. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thanks.
So we did a presentation today on metrics, and this was, I guess, arising out of some of the works from the DevOps Forum that Gene Kim has organized.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about your work, your presentations, why it's important, why should they care?
Go ahead, you start.
There's a lot of hunger for metrics, and I think people have new ideas and they want to get buy-in for those ideas, and they also want to see how those ideas work out. And they're looking across what other people are doing for the best measures to use to get that buy-in and to demonstrate success. I think that's why there's a big hunger in metrics. And so in the presentation, we really tried to answer those questions and give people guidance that they could take home today to get buy-in and to show success.
Yeah, one of the problems that we experienced in talking about metrics is that people really want to know which 5 or which 10 metrics they should use. And what we discovered is that it's all relative. If you're a developer, the metrics that matter to you are different than the CXO, the metrics that the CXO uses. And so we ended up having to spend a lot of time talking about the principles of what makes a metrics good and what makes a metrics worthwhile or a metric worthwhile. And in that process, we were able to allow people to hone in on which metrics matter to them relative to where they were in the organization and relative to what things that they wanted to improve or make better. And so we talked about the principles that matter to metrics.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, this arose out of some work done with the DevOps Forum. Mm-hmm. Many of our viewers probably are not familiar with the DevOps Forum. Could one of you give us kind of a background on that?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So we got a bunch of people together in Portland over the summer, about 20 experts from different industries, from different companies that had all worked and done some great work with DevOps, came together. And we used the survey results from 2014 to find the biggest problems and biggest challenges that people had. And then we tried to form teams and answer those questions and really solve problems for people, those challenges that they brought up from last year.
Excellent. And metrics was just obviously one aspect.
Yeah, there are about 5 different topics that the teams covered, and so we split up into groups and we focused on those 5 topics. They include things like automated testing of legacy applications, DevOps leadership, culture around DevOps, security, and the metrics itself. So there were about 5 or 6 categories that we talked on, and we happen to be in metrics, which was very interesting to us and something that we've been focusing on in the organizations that we work with. So that's why we chose that.
Excellent. And guys, what about DevOps Enterprise Summit? For many of our viewers may not have been able to attend. What's your impression of the show so far?
I think the greatest part about it is the ability to network and to hear the stories and the experiences that people have. I've really enjoyed over meal times just asking questions and investigating what people are doing in their organizations, what works for them. It's great to sort of compare and contrast or get into discussions about, hey, that doesn't work for me, or I've been doing this, or have you been willing to sort of go out on the ledge with this and try this out? So the amount that I've been learning from interacting with people has been really key for me. I just love the networking and the ability to learn from practical experience that other people are having.
Excellent. Well, Eric, Mark, thank you for joining with us. Enjoy the rest of the summit, of the DevOps Enterprise Summit, and we'd love to hear more in the future about the work you guys are doing around metrics and DevOps.
Great.
Great.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
This is Alan Schimmel of DevOps.com.